Broadcasting live from Beatco Studios, you are listening to Blacken It Up with Team Blackness, right here on blacknitup.com.
What is going on, people? We are back. This is Blacking It Up. I'm your host, Elon James White. With me, as per usual, is Team Blackness. Busting it all the way in from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, we have L. Joy Williams, ma'am.
Hello, everyone.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Nice and cool.
How's it on the political strategist side of things?
You know, always hard work. There's always something going on.
I believe in you. Just in case you didn't know that, I believe in what you do.
Thank you.
Also, in studio, we have Premier Straight Man, Captain, Lieutenant, General. On occasion, apparently, he might qualify as some sort of, I don't know, doctor. Please give it up, Aaron Rand Freeman, sir.
I'm going to try something different. Hi, everyone.
Actually, that fits perfectly with your music.
Yes, it does.
Actually, no, I can do the one of these. I guess
that works. That works. I have no problem with that.
Down. I need to get my pen out and my notepad.
That works. I think you should do that the whole time. Every time we come to you, I want you to smile.
Act surprised every single time.
No, turn and then smile.
I need to be away from the camera. And
yes, just like that.
That's ridiculous. That was ridiculous and a waste of time. We do this Monday through Thursday. We do the audio podcast earlier. We do the radio show at 1:30 p.m. Then we do this at 3 p.m. Or 3 something.
Host the radio show after a break.
Hey, I'm just happy that we haven't stabbed anyone at the moment. That we're still.
That is racist, sir.
Why is it racist?
Just because we're a black podcast,
that's not why I said it at all.
Listen, you got to get your stereotypes correct. Puerto Rican stab people.
That's not. No.
Yeah, so they can't just take every stereotype.
It's violence, period.
That's not what I meant, and you know it. This is what's wrong with black people, because they're always trying to go and make things out of things and whatever. This is what's wrong with you Negroes. You Negroes need to learn how to fucking stop trying to call Al Sharpton every time you think something's wrong.
I'm not Negro. I'm chocolate.
Oh, my God. Well, guess what? Guess who hates you? What's that chick's name? Naomi Campbell. Naomi Campbell wants to punch you in the face because she's not chocolate. We do this Monday through Thursday. We have a host of topics that need to go down, and it's about to become magic. Are you guys prepared to do this? Are you guys prepared to do this?
We are prepared.
Always.
Excellent. Let's hit our docket, shall we? First up. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Tea Party's mad diverse. Did you guys know that?
Mad diverse.
It's mad diverse. And you know, if you don't know, let me show you why.
I want the government to work for me, the taxpayer.
Put your hands together for the next President of the United States, Mr. Herman Cain.
Yeah!
He's a true son of the South. Born and raised the American way. Well, his dad left the farm with just a bag, but he raised some cane and he never looked back.
He is raising some cane type shit.
Oh, Herman Cain.
I was speaking at tea parties before it was cool.
Oh, well.
People ask me about the tea party.
Hey, can we stop for a moment? When was speaking at tea parties cool? Just random question. I just wanted to know. Anybody? Marco?
No.
Anyone? I mean, maybe it's cool. Oh, maybe he's talking about amongst conservatives. It was cool.
Yeah, maybe that because remember Tea Party were they were deemed crazy even by conservatives back only 2 years ago. So maybe that's what he means.
All right, I don't get it, but let him keep going. Let him keep going.
They asked me, is it about color? And I said, yes, it is. And it's about red, white, and blue.
Thank you, chocolate-colored lady. She's like, oh, look, we got ourselves a chocolate-colored lady. And so, look, if she says it's about the red and white and blue, you know that's what it is about. Yeah!
With the white country man singing the theme song.
Want us to believe that we cannot do this. My father was a barber, a janitor, and a chauffeur. The only kind of equity that he had when he walked off of that farm, sweat equity. and he achieved his American dreams.
Okay. Oh, look, the video's upside down. That's back.
He's done it before, he can do it again. This train's coming to town like
Are you playing the drum?
I'm playing the drums for this. Get the fuck on board. Are you down with this?
Raising Cain.
When I became president and CEO of Godfather's Pizza, it was supposed...
After you actually kind of like ran through the money at the 401k of the people that you were at your old company. Yeah. Like he had like an Enron style meltdown.
We're just going to talk about the Godfather Pizza.
We're talking about pizza. We're not going to talk about that other part. That's successful.
So we're going to talk about the successful thing.
Can we see his smiling, successful face, please, Elon?
...to go bankrupt.
Thank you.
But I didn't get the memo. We turned it around with common sense business principles, and we can turn this country around the same way.
America needs someone who's steadfast and yet contemporary. Someone who can speak to every generation and across the generations.
I think he'd be an excellent president.
They found a lot of brown people for this. Did you know that?
Yeah.
They were looking like, listen.
It's what we do.
We need some brown motherfuckers in here. We need to make this pitch.
There's some interns somewhere that worked really, really hard.
Really hard.
To go find those people.
We want brown, and brown will, and that's all we want is brown. I mean, some white people, but brown.
Shout out to the staff that had to do those hard hours. Probably took you a couple of months.
As long as you understand that 2 + 2 = 4, you can make it in corporate America and you can make it in government. We don't have leaders who understand that 2 + 2 should equal 4.
What?
Yeah, he said that.
That's knowledge.
Is that the issue? That we just don't understand that 2 + 2 = 4?
That's what's wrong in this country is that people don't understand 2 + 2 = 4. And they don't teach that on the liberal hippie Sesame Street.
No. I think he doesn't understand that the government can't be run like a corporation.
Yeah, everyone always makes that mistake.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it should be just run like a business. No, it shouldn't. That's terrible. That's a terrible fucking idea. You're an idiot.
Should not be run exactly like corporations because you have more people and lives.
Lives? Don't bring up lives, woman. Which are caring and shit. Fuck that shit. The caring.
A lot more involved than just a balance sheet.
Goddamn liberals.
Remember, this presidential candidate can count.
I'm like maybe
the one that...
Give the American people more of their money. And always tell them not to the government.
You see, I left that Democrat plantation a long time ago, and
Yeah, the Democratic plantation.
A Democratic plantation. Apparently, I don't know if the progressives or liberals or Democrats that might possibly listen to the show. Did you guys know that you're on the plantation? Did you guys know that?
No, I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware that I was picking cotton.
All day long.
What do you do with sugar cane? Do you pick it?
I think we're supposed to rock as we do it too.
Oh,
Aaron, rock. We're rocking. We're picking cotton, sir. You, by the way, you are. That's why you are the worst field Negro ever, sir. you look bored. You're supposed to be like into your cotton picking, sir.
Hey, listen. I take my lashes. I fight for my freedom in my own way. Leave me be.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He's going back.
Thank you, Mr. Cain. We love you.
To all of those people who say that the Tea Party is a racist organization, eat your words.
Conservative courage.
He didn't need that part in the video.
You didn't need that part?
He didn't need that in the video. From a political standpoint,
he was
good
showing.
ad.
He was showing a bunch of black people.
You didn't have to say it.
Right.
The fact that you said it means that you are aware that it is, and then so you have to do something to counteract something that you know exists. That's what when people do that, when they have to say things, it's because they are aware that there's the problem, the perception, and the issue, and so we have to do something to counterbalance it.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. I'm just gonna go on record and say Yeah, stop it.
That's your official statement?
That's my official statement. Like from the desk of Elon James White.
Stop it. Period.
Stop it. let me look lovingly into the camera to make this happen so I can have my Herman Cain moment. Stop it. All right, I'm done. Jesus Christ. Herman Cain!
My great-great-grandparents were slaves.
Oh, well then, thank God, because that's what I was looking for. I needed some slave blood up in this bitch.
Yeah, I needed to remind people
that someone here comes from slave blood. Someone else,
not so sure.
Not so
sure. They're probably from Kenya. Not sure.
Not gonna say it. Not gonna say it. But you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
And now I'm running for president of the United States of America. Is this a great country or what?
I'm gonna. Should we? Do we even have to point out the issue with that? Like, is it a great country because our ancestors were slaves, but now we's free. So yay, country! Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! Yay, country! We's free now. This country is amazing.
We can still get beat down by cops.
No, we freeze now.
We don't have.
We freeze now.
We don't have equal education.
I said we's free now.
I want to hear what
I said. What large Negro?
I wanted to hear what that sheep he was talking to had to say. When you cut it off, he said something, and the woman said, and then you cut her right off. So I wanted to hear what that sheep woman had to say.
I'll let her go. And then right there. All right, cool.
Obama, you're going to raise $1 billion. Well, we're going to raise some cane, brother.
Raise some cane.
Raise some cane.
Raise some cane, baby.
We're going to raise some cane here.
They're going to raise some cane.
Let's raise some cane.
Hey, Negro! Hispanic! Negro again!
Raise some cane and lots of...
Woo!
Raising some cane.
Oh, white people boo.
Raise some cane.
Negro! Woman!
Raise some cane.
White woman.
Raise some cane.
Oh, more Negroes! Or something.
The Herman Cain train.
Yes!
Success is a journey.
Oh, wait, it's not over.
Not a destination.
Well, okay, you know what?
Because we have to counterbalance.
I didn't understand that. Success is a journey, not a destination. He dropped some science on our candy asses.
Yeah.
That was some deep shit right there. Yeah. Thank you.
And then ended it with New Hope. So you had the previous Hope.
Well, New Hope. It's like wasn't that Star Wars Episode 4? A New Hope?
Yes. No, the last. Yeah, 4. Yeah, the first movie from 1970 was A New Hope.
A New Hope. That's right. That's right. Don't question my nerddom, sir.
I was just thinking. It's all to make sure.
I just wanted you to know that that's what it was. Yeah.
So he's on the Luke Skywalker platform?
Apparently.
That's
awesome.
A New Hope.
So it was a good ad.
It's
that's the thing is like from that standpoint, it was a good ad.
Political strategist Eljoy Williams.
It was a very good ad. It spoke to the people that needed to be spoken to, and I can assure that he'll probably use that opening up all across the country as he goes to campaign all across the country, and it'll be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting campaign no matter what, because the reason why I think the conservative or Republican field is so much in disarray is like really there any serious candidates are like, yeah, I'm just going to wait.
See what happens.
I'm just going to wait because like really with so much going on and with Obama sort of having these high approval ratings and a lot can happen within a year when the campaign when people are really paying attention to cast a vote. But for right now, people there's just no way. There's no one who can really beat President Obama right now.
Not now.
And so any serious candidates are like, I'm going to bide my time. I'll keep my toe out there a little bit, raise some more money, but I'm not really trying to do anything.
They're not going to jump at just yet.
No.
Here's the thing. So this hit, and everyone started talking about it immediately. A friend of the show, L. Joy Williams, political strategist. No, a friend of the show, Dr. Melissa Harris Perry, actually wrote an article about this, and she pointed out that she thought it was a good ad as well. But she pointed out 3 points of it that I find interesting. The first point she points out is that the idea of black conservatism. And that there's a very strong line of conservatism within the black community. Even people who are Democrat are socially conservative.
Absolutely, and that's the misconception. People ought to, assume that all black people are Democrats and that we're liberals and that and it's not the case at all. You can just ask your grandmother.
Yeah, exactly. My grandfather would not be progressive.
No. Absolutely.
But the thing is that now, did he like the Republicans? Hell no. He was anti-Republican, but almost on every one of his stances, he was conservative.
Yeah, they're conservative and socially progressive.
Right. And so it's an interesting. And so at that point, and actually, we got into a little bit of trouble. I didn't actually tell you guys. We got into apparently a Republican stopped by our site. And she saw, I don't even know what episode she heard, but I think I referred to a black Republican saying, she seemed reasonable. I think it was about when the black Republican was on Blacking It Up Live.
Yeah.
And apparently the black Republican that heard it took terrible offense to it and called us assholes. Like, she seems reasonable. The fuck you mean? I went to college and all that. But I didn't say you didn't go to college.
I wasn't on the show.
Don't try to back. Oh, wow. Really? Oh my God!
But I'm not one of those people who think that all Republicans and conservatives are, crazy and are on medication. I'm not one of those people. I think there are some people that have clear differences in terms of how they want to run the country, how they view, different policies, and I respect that. And then 20% of y'all are crazy.
20%?
20%.
Okay,
they're just louder.
I'll ask you this question because I think this is, and tell me if this is not a reasonable question. Don't you think that it's a little bit to be a staunch conservative, GOP, rep GOP hard, like throw your flag up, like throw your sign up, GOP all day, every day, son? Don't you think for that to be the case now takes a little bit, like it kind of shows like a type of person, like because the GOP right now isn't the most reasonable party.
Well, I would say this. I think, and I've tweeted about this a couple of weeks ago. I think the GOP has lost its center and its soul, and it's let conservative activism, Tea Party, sort of all of that, sort of take over the Republican Party in its entirety. They're in both.
But that's the flavor of the Republican. Like imagine if you liked a group and that group was known for killing babies. Well, I'm just picking something out. Like you like a band, and the band is the band that's like, I like to kill. When I see a baby in the street, I just like to go and I like to step on it. Ah! And so that's the reputation of that band. If you said, I like that band over there, people are like, you like the baby killing band? The band that just kills babies in carriages? That's the kind. That's kind of how I look at Republicans at the moment. Like the Republicans, the ones that are like just completely flat out lying 90% of the time on shit. The ones that are just completely misleading and doesn't give a shit about poor people. Like that's, to me, that's what they look like in this situation.
Yeah, I wish we had some Republicans that listen to the show. So
we have one.
So they could call in and some not like the 20%, right?
Right.
But the remaining.
And by the way, the young lady who was at the show, she was very reasonable. She was very polite, very sweet. She listened to the show, and I did not have an issue with her. I just thought some of her ideas were just very skewed.
Yeah.
Is how I described her. Like I didn't think she was a bad person, but
I get the sense that some true Republicans, as people would say, because some people confuse Democrats as well. There are people that identify as being independents and they vote Democrat, that they are progressive but they're not Democrat. So there are all different, sort of say, even within the Democratic Party. There, in right now, like a number of the progressives have issue with Barack Obama, with the president right now, but I don't know what they were watching. He's never been progressive.
Never been progressive.
Never been progressive. So we have some of the same issues back and forth. But I think the Republicans the party itself has been completely co-opted, and they need to find their center again.
Yeah, because I have said on the show before, I am an ex-Republican. I got my shots. And no, that's terrible. And now that's like, that's how I stir the hornets.
That's what they don't like to hear.
How it's a joke. Like, listen, you gotta have a sense of humor. So, but yeah, I had a certain thought process, and once I realized that I felt like the party wasn't even kinda what I thought it was. Mm-hmm. That's when I lost my shit.
What did you think it was?
I will admit that, like, much like what Melissa Harris Perry wrote in her Nation article, I felt like it was more about lifting yourself up, like being because that's a very strong line within the black community.
Yes.
Like do it yourself, like lift yourself up, and the need for handouts, fuck your handouts or whatever. And I would say that I actually misunderstood handout from fixing hundreds of years of issues. Mm-hmm. And as a young person, I feel like I didn't have the historical context to be able to make that argument properly. And because all I thought was like, I'm gonna be for myself. No one's holding me back. I'm my own man, and I don't need your affirmative action. That's stupid. Like, I had these thought processes, and then, like, as I got older, the more I learned and the more history that I took in, I was like, this is why. This is why it's these systemic issues have to be dealt with from a certain standpoint, and then also I thought that the Republican Party were just batshit crazy and lying, and I was like, the combination of those two things together kind of was like, and now I'm done. I'm gonna walk away from this particular thought process here, but yeah, the article is very interesting. And another point that Melissa pointed out, which is what really what I want to talk about, is that in this ad, like, there's an issue that is that goes through it. It's like the idea that since Herman Cain, not McCain, Herman Cain,
and that's done on purpose.
You think that they're really pushing that Cain thing?
Yeah,
Mick Cain. So probably political strategist L.J. Williams. I was thinking that Melissa pointed out, and I agree with it, that people are like, we're racist. Look at us. We like Herman Cain. It was like, that doesn't mean you're not racist.
People always
just like with white liberals, just because you voted for Obama doesn't mean that you're not racist.
And more often than not, especially you're not in the circle of the 20% of crazy Republicans all the time. Mm-hmm. You're not in the company of KKK people. You're not in the company of people that are extremely racist and are calling you nigger and all that stuff on a daily basis. More often than not, as a black person, the racism or stereotypes that you encounter are from white liberals.
Yeah.
More often than not.
And I've said that. I said that on an episode of This Week in Blackness. I was like, you can be very racist and liberal, but like, you say, I think you should have rights. Just don't come near my daughter because I know how you people are. Like, and you can vote. You can vote
as well as privilege, as well as privileges as well. There's a friend of mine, and we used to say all the time when people were exercising their white privilege, we'd say to them, "How mighty white of you to allow me to speak in a forum where all of us."
Wow.
And speaking, and I've had that happen where people say, well, let me allow L. Joy. I'm like, how mighty white of you to allow me to speak at an event I'm hosting. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but no, I think this is very interesting. The Cain attribute of things and how he's going to do it. Like, I don't think he's going to win the nomination.
No,
I don't believe it.
Who you think is going to win? Michelle?
I don't know. No, but Michelle Bachmann's batshit crazy.
Well, the thing is that anybody with all of the primaries, the people that could win a general election against President Obama couldn't win a primary election.
Well, I mean, if you go along with the theory that the Republicans are not actually going for the presidency this time,
I think they're sitting inside.
They want the House. They want the
Senate.
Sitting it out. They want the House, the Senate. Fuck the presidency. then perhaps they'll throw Cain up there, because how awesome would it be? Like, look, we had a black guy. Yes. Look at that. We put a black guy up there. You say we're racist. Look at this.
They had their chance with Colin Powell, because I kind of would have voted for Colin Powell.
Colin Powell, that would have been an interesting point. But I think this might, if that's the only way it would happen. Like I said, I don't think he could win it unless they literally some of the shadow Republican Party decides, like, fuck it. I believe in a shadow Republican Party. I believe, because the Republican Party that was running shit behind, especially when Steele was in charge.
Yeah.
And they were like, fuck this guy. We're gonna do shit behind you. Like,
he was just like that. They're like, yeah, whatever. Just let him go and do whatever. We're just gonna go ahead behind here and
but
do what we need to do.
Cain is throwing out a lot of code words. But he also put out an amazingly racist campaign during 04 and 06, where like he was like really down talking to black people.
Yeah.
So I want to just watch him go.
Yeah.
I want to see how this is going to work out, because I don't think it can work out well, but I want to see how.
And just one last point. Someone in the chat room just asked me a question on how do you think GOP can sit out the presidency and still win the House and the Senate. Oh, it's possible.
It's possible.
All the time, because Republicans always have a better ground game in terms of their state houses and the House and the Senate. Always. And they're always looking at not only the top of the ticket in terms of governors or ultimately the presidency, they're looking at the shifting numbers in the House and the Senate. And more often than not, we look at the news the day after Election Day, and we're like, oh, shit, they just won the House. Case in point, during our midterms, I was completely upset during our midterms for us to lose the House. There's no reason why we shouldn't have continued that momentum to have both to keep the House at that point. But again, the Republicans had an awesome ground game, as usually they do, and they were able to take that.
Valid point, and that, like I said, it's been floating around. And the more and more I hear about it, the more I'm like, I can easily see Republicans just sitting this one out and throwing someone out there. And if they're gonna just throw someone up there, the two people that they should throw out there, Cain, Palin.
Well, I don't get the sense that the GOP is really liking Palin either.
Or put a woman, and I think Bachmann's too batshit crazy.
Well, she's going to run anyway.
She's going to run, but I don't think she can catch it. I don't believe they're going to put the energy behind it. And do you really think that Palin's going to throw her energy behind Bachmann?
No, I think that they're going to play up some kind of rivalry between them, which they're already doing in the media. But listen, if I was advising Sarah Palin, which I'm not, obviously,
political strategist L. Joy Williams,
I would she should continue to be a kingmaker. I mean, the amount of money that she was able to raise with her Sarah PAC, and she anointed candidates across the country, and some of them won. I think she should continue down that road. I don't see her at all as a legislator, and I mean, yeah, she was governor of Alaska, but whatever. So I think she should continue to ride that, because she's not, and she wouldn't be. She'll just resign again. Because she would, because she's not going to have the same attention. She's not going to have media following her around. She's not going to have her daughter on Dancing with the Stars. None of that is going to happen if she's an actual legislator. She's actually president. None of that happens.
Wait a minute, they'll follow her around if she was president. What are you talking about? She won't. I mean, her daughter might not.
She'll have to do real work.
Yes, she would have to do real work.
And she does not want to do real work.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. And good talk, guys. Good talk.
Good.
Actually, you know what? I was going to go into the fact is, like, just side note, Palin, reporters have been complaining that they've been following Palin around, and she's not really doing anything. Like, they've been in the heat, like, following her around, and they're like, she's just, like, stringing us along. It's like, stop following Palin.
Who you need to be mad at and who you need to read an article about is your boss that made you go out there and do that shit. That's who you need to write an article and complain to. Just because she puts out a press release and somewhere she going don't mean you have to go.
Yep. Stop being douches.
Stop
Marcos
confusing my news.
Marcos from Daily Kos actually pointed that out. He like wrote a whole thing like, "Dear memo to serious news."
Stop it!
Stop following Sarah Palin around, perhaps.
I thought that was you under an alias. I honestly thought that was you. I didn't. When you sent it to me, I was like, oh, this is Elon being funny.
Listen, when I was somewhere else, I mentioned this. I was like, there was a time where news like this you read briefly at the checkout line at the grocery store. I want to go back to that point where you read about Trump or running for president or Sarah Palin is going to ride a Harley somewhere. That belongs in gossip pages. Yeah. That belongs in Drudge Report because it's not a serious news site. It's not. Yeah.
And just side note, wait, camera, I'm sorry. Fuck the Drudge Report. Clearly, I look right here. Fuck the Drudge Report. All right. We covered that on the radio on the radio show. Remember to tune in on iTunes or tune in earlier. We kick off at 1:30 p.m. on BecoStudios.com. So here's an interesting thing. I don't even know how to even really deal with this topic. It's such a batshit crazy topic. Apparently, people thought that it was a good idea to push the theory that Osama bin Laden was killed with pork-coated bullets.
Hold on. How did I miss the story on the docket?
You didn't see that? Yeah.
I missed that.
Pork-coated bullets, because that means that, and the theory was that if he was shot with pork-coated bullets, then he would not be able to get into his heaven.
So basically, Americans are effective at not only killing people, but making sure they have no afterlife as well.
Denying them entrance into the heaven. And literally, when I read it, I was like, are you fucking shitting me? Why would you even put that out there? Like, why would you want people to think that Americans are going around trying to deny... first of all, I don't believe that. I don't think that's how it works. I don't think that's how Islam works. That if someone forced pork into your system, that you're now not allowed to go to heaven. It's such a stupid idea.
Yeah, if people give you pork and you didn't know, and it was just, it's not.
Yeah, obviously, apparently they think their God is very angry, or maybe this is just to upset Muslims. That's all. To me, that's all it does.
Clearly,
it's just like, hey, guess what we're doing? Covering our bullets in pork, just to fuck with it. It's such a crazy idea.
It's stupid.
It's terribly stupid. It's like you got to be a special type of asshole to kind of push this idea.
It's stupid.
Yeah. Go for it.
Well, I'm one of those people also who believe you should be allowed to have a gun. You should be able to own a gun. But there's nothing that says you have to. You are entitled to bullets.
What you do? Are you do the Chris Rock thing? Like guns?
I agree with
bullets
Chris Rock.
Are $5,000.
I think you should have. You can have a gun all you want. You can have a musket, a 9mm, whatever it is that you want. However, you're not entitled to bullets.
If I got shot by a musket, I would call everyone I know.
Like, I just got hit with a musket. They hit me in the chest with a musket. That's the worst way to.
Would anybody
in the year 2011? In the year 2011, to be hit with a musket, that would be horrible.
I'm assuming I could just pull the bullet out with my fingers.
Well, there's Civil War reenactments.
But I don't believe that they're shooting muskets. I think it's like just gunpowder.
When was muskets used?
I don't know. This is not the time or the place for you to go into your what happened with muskets. Just the point is that the company that created these pork bullets should go fuck themselves and realize that this is not helping in any shape, form, or fashion, and they're a little bit of an asshole for even trying to put this shit out there and just rile people the fuck up over some craziness like this. Yeah, really. Really, fuckers.
And they're probably, and then something happens. This is why they hate us for our freedom. No. This is why.
This might be why they hate us.
You do stupid shit.
You do stupid shit like this. I'm gonna go along with L. Joy Williams on that and see how that works. Hold on. All right. We got more topics. And we're testing out our time period. Like yesterday, we were about 25 minutes, but people were like, "No, it was too short." So today we're running a little longer. See if we can find that sweet spot for the show, and we'll see how it goes there. But L. Joy Williams,
yeah,
I got beef with you.
Why?
You put some craziness on my docket.
Why? No, I put good things on the docket.
Really? So you're willing to take credit for the things that you put on the docket? Are you saying that right now?
For us to discuss.
I'm just saying, are you willing to take credit for it? Because you're about to have to take credit for this.
What did you put on there?
Oh.
Of course now it's not running on. Please let that play. There we go.
There's no sound.
Of course there's no sound, because sound would mean that this works. A sound would imply that the things that we set up here actually work all the time. And of course it doesn't. Hold on, let's see if there's one thing. Actually, no, the sound is supposed to be working. All right, well, you know, I think this is the universe saying no. That's why I'm going to go on record saying that the universe said no, because they didn't want us playing fucking Nick Cannon music on the show.
I like Nick Cannon.
Why would you possibly like Nick Cannon?
Because I appreciate his hustle. I think he is a very driven and talented young man. I wouldn't say that he should win Grammy Awards and you know, Billboard Awards and things like that, but Aaron is rubbing me.
Because you're defending Nick Cannon.
Your love of people's dreams are amazing.
Yeah,
you respect
people should pursue their dreams.
Not everyone.
No. No, they shouldn't.
But anyway, so the video is I'm famous, and he's basically parroting, you know, people being famous for no reason.
Yeah, Nick. Why do I know Nick Cannon's name?
Nick Cannon is VP of Nickelodeon, and it's a real job. He's not
You said that really
It's a real job, son.
Of Nickelodeon, it is real. Like, relax.
He goes to work every day. He has a wife and children.
Then why is he making dumbass songs?
Why? Soulja Boy is allowed to make songs.
We don't allow it. It just happens. Like we're not pro him doing it.
Some rapper dude who's comparing himself to Tupac is allowed to make music, and Nick Cannon can't make a song.
Why would the vice president of Nickelodeon want to do this?
No, I don't believe. I don't believe
he
that.
hosts America's Got Talent. He is working. He got kids to feed too.
So then, why is he making this music? That even proves. Why
does Elon do a podcast? Because it is his dream.
If he made.
I feel like I'm famous. Chill. You don't need no money. Chill. You don't need no time. Chill. You don't need no pearls. Chill. You don't need no diamonds. Chill. You don't need no girls. Chill. You don't need no cars. Chill. When the beat drops, show 'em you a superstar. Real, like you famous. Jump, like you famous. Shake, like you famous. Dance, like you famous. Drink, like you famous.
Stop dancing, Eljoy.
Trick, I'm famous. Just looking at you, I can see a star. Gotta tell you, girl, I'm impressed by how you are. Everything is lining up perfect with no flaws.
This is terrible. Why does this exist?
You're listening to nothing but the best oldies. You too can be famous.
He's not even that good at his job of doing the impressions.
Did you just make fun of Ted Williams?
He just made fun of Ted Williams.
Asshole.
I agree.
You know what? You are so dumb. You are really dumb. Because I am going to be famous.
And make you famous.
You like he made fun of Ted Williams, who's probably, what do we even know where he is?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
He made fun of Ted Williams. I thought he was making fun of famous people who are YouTube famous. Ted Williams got plucked off the street.
That poor man, he didn't want to be famous. He was asking for money, and he was mocking him. And you put this on our docket.
I support people who are pursuing.
Traffic on your carpet really adds up when you just vacuum. With Resolve High Traffic.
I love that. That was our punishment for playing that damn song.
I support people pursuing their dreams.
I don't. I'm going to go flat on a record saying that sometimes dreams don't need to be supported. Like this particular dream.
He's not funny at all in anything he ever does.
It's like, do you know, like...
This child's gonna be unfunny.
I hope his children aren't even gonna try to be famous. Why is he dressed like Kiss? Like, I don't even get this gag. Like, Kiss is famous. Kiss is a fucking famous rock band. What's the gag here?
I'm not too sure why he's making fun. He seems like he's making fun of everyone with no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
It's talking to me, telling me that you will be famous. That's all you need to do. You only need to do one thing. You need to call that number on the screen right there and purchase my pink prayer cloth. And
I think he should make it. I think it should
that
be.
That actually happens, though. You know, late night on TV, people say,
Does he make fun of Nick Cannon walking down the aisle with Mariah Carey? He should parody himself then. If he's just making fun of famous people, famous by proxy.
Yeah, like the reason why do we still know Nick Cannon's name?
Yeah,
because he's banging Mariah Carey.
No, he is famous with people.
What people?
Look at that big
Nickelodeon people.
Look, you're a Nick Cannon fan. You're like a stan.
I'm
you're like, oh my god, look at you. You're watching.
Nick Cannon alone.
Oh my god.
Leave him alone. No, I would defend you the same way, Elon.
Nick Cannon is popular. He is talented. No, you are. Wow. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. By the way, you should have known when you put Nick Cannon on the docket that was going to happen. I was amazed. I'm like, did she not? All right.
She's an external political strategist and an internal political strategist.
Yeah, you can break down a political campaign, but apparently you don't know when someone doesn't have talent. Like that, he didn't even rap in that song. Like that whole song, like that's supposed to be a Nick Cannon song, but there's nothing. He didn't do anything besides dress up like different characters and do bad impressions. Like that's what he did.
The
like,
anointing will flow over you. Secretions, God!
That's all he's doing! That's not how... I'm done with you.
It's also not funny because he's in the same situation. That's actually kind of ridiculous. Like that's his situation. That is his situation. He's in that. He's in that bubble of people famous by proxy. I know he's the vice president.
He is the vice president of Nickelodeon!
I'm done with you. All right.
He has so many other lanes to stay in.
That's he could have just stayed in his lane, and then I would have never... hearing that Nick Cannon was the vice president of Nickelodeon, I would have never made a joke. I'm making a joke because he is fucking making music, and him making music is a joke.
Yeah, I have no issue with Nickelodeon and how he runs his operation. I'm proud of him.
I have an issue.
Well, Nickelodeon's a terrible channel, but I'm not going to blame him directly.
I'm gonna.
You're gonna have a whole bunch of kids after you.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
Oh, and kids are ruthless.
All right, people. I'm gonna show you something that's real. This is the last topic of the day. I'm gonna show you something real. Something that you might not be prepared for. You see that right there? You see that shit right there? See that shit there? You see that shit right there? You see that gauntlet that man is wearing? You see that gauntlet? That is a fucking real thing. That man can punch you and deliver a 3,000 volt punch. Why can he do that? Apparently, they're testing out a new type of gun. I'm sorry, not gun, glove that will allow for a non-lethal taser. And it has a LED flashlight within it. It has the space for biometrics and all GPS equipment and all that type of stuff. And it's hitting the ground, I believe, in the next month or so. They're going to be testing this super gauntlet, I guess, to fight crime.
It's just another weapon for black men to use against black men by police officers.
I don't know if I could cry racism. It would take me a few stun punches for me to start crying racism. Like, hey, you stun punch, and all of a sudden, I don't know. It may be uncalled for, but I'd be.
Wait, Elon, send me that picture. I'm gonna use my comic book app to add stun punch to
stun punch. Like, you know what? I mean,
yeah.
I don't approve.
Yeah, I don't know my opinion of it. It's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool thing, long as I don't get stun punched. Like, long as I'm not the one stun punching, like, actual criminals are stun punching, it's fine. Like, if there was, like, a bank robbery, and, like, a guy went in there, like, he, like, knows parkour or some shit, and he also has the glove, like, at that point, he's officially a superhero, right?
You know what can stop a stun punch?
A bullet?
Yeah.
But what if he knows parkour, he might be able to jump over bullets. No?
That'd be cool if the cops had a bullet shield. Smart asses like Eljoy, like, just shoot that nigga, and all of a sudden the fucking
what if on one hand he has the stupid gauntlet, but on the other hand he's like a Captain American bullet shield, like a bulletproof shield that he can run and he knows parkour. We officially have made a superhero.
What are you naming the superhero?
Cop guy.
Also, it becomes an effective screen against misbehavior, because I mean, if a cop misbehaves, like, what if he roughs up black people on the show? I mean, I can't necessarily go all in if Captain America roughs up a black kid by mistake. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be hesitant. I'll be a little hesitant. I'll be like, it's not quite racism, but maybe he had a good idea. I mean, Mr. Rogers is always reasonable. I mean,
I'm done here. I'm done here.
I'm done with it all.
I'm
Are
done
we
with
taking
it.
calls?
No, we are not taking calls. This is not that type of show, young lady.
Oh.
We do
I
this
was
and we
trying
knock
to
this
move
out.
this along.
And guess what? We are moving this along. We're moving this along to the end. Say thank you to everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Have we been sufficiently black?
Let's ask Nick Cannon. No, I'm kidding. Yes, we have. It's fantastic.
I'm gonna make you famous. Like, it's just terrible. Like, you're fired from ideas, L. Joy Williams. Thank you for listening. Have a pleasant day.
I hear you running your mouth. I hear you running your mouth.
He already did. He's the vice president of Nickelodeon.